prevention and communication development. Our discussion for today's topic is effects of climate change on pests and disease, and their objectives are: one, it helps farmers to understand how climate change in pests and disease and how they can also adapt farming practices to minimize risk. Two, it helps farmers to analyze how climate change influence the spread, the frequency, and the intensity of disease and pests and in different ecosystems.
What is climate change? Climate change could be defined as basically the long-term changes in temperatures and rainfall patterns and weather conditions which is caused by nature or human activities such as deforestation and the burning of fossil fuels.
How climate change affects pests and disease. As one, expansion of pest ranges. As a result of climate change, pests and disease can survive in areas that they previously could not survive. Two, changes in pest life cycle. As a result of climate change, the reproduction cycle of pests and disease has been speed up, therefore increasing their rate of reproduction. Emergence of new disease. As a result of climate change, new environmental conditions have been created for pest survival. Three, four, increased resistance. As a result of climate change, pests and diseases have developed resistance to pesticides and insecticides, therefore making their control very difficult, thereby increasing the cost of production for farmers.
Hello, let's talk about adaptation and mitigation strategy of climate change in relation to pest and disease management. These are strategies adapted to adjust to the impact of climate change. Now, let's look at integrated pest management as as an adaptation and mitigation strategy. This is about using a holistic approach in managing pests and diseases. Some of these approaches are as follows. Approach number one, monitoring and surveillance. Under this approach, fields and crops are regularly monitored or surveyed to detect early signs of pest and disease outbreak. Traps are also used to capture and monitor pest populations under this approach. Approach number two, crop rotation and intercropping. Under this approach, an alternative host cropping is done to promote soil health, reduce pest pressure, and also increase biodiversity. Under these two, trap cropping can also be done to lure pests away from the main crop. For example, a sorghum can be intercrop to lure fall armyworm away from the main crop. Uh, Approach number three, the use of resistant varieties. This is where resistant varieties are used to serve as a mitigation strategy. For example, the use of Hunampa maize in Ghana as a mitigation strategy. Thank you.
In conclusion, the impact of climate change on agricultural development cannot be underestimated. Climate change has both ecological and economical impact on agricultural development as a whole. Adaptation strategies such as the use of resilient planting materials and integrated farm management practices such as cover cropping, agroforestry, crop rotation are some of the few strategies that could be used to mitigate the impact of climate change on agricultural development. Thank you.